trouble with this. Here we go. It keeps on. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right. Well, this is Liz with Crafty Devotion, and I'm basically making some more hats for my customers. So I am just making some for you. Let me know if you can't hear me or anything like that, and I'll try and figure it out because I've been trying to start this channel since this live from earlier, and it just, I guess they updated it, and it just looks silly. So it's just working strange. So excuse all my messes, but I'm gonna try and put this up here. Here we go, and see. Oh, that's too close. See if I can. Oh man, I'm telling you, it's acting strange. It's just not doing. Sometimes. Okay, well that's better. Yay. Okay, anybody there? Yes, I hope it's alive. Well, welcome to my channel. This is Liz with Crafty Devotion. I'm having a few technical difficulties, but I just wanted to share with you guys what I'm working on right now. I've been needing to make some more miniature hats because all my little miniature hats sold out. So I thought I'd show you guys what I'm working on and maybe finish up one in front of you. Now I was going to make pink, but guess what? I found some when I was gathering all my stuff that were partially done. So I finished up a few pink ones that I had started quite a while ago. So I'll show you those first. This one right here. Seems like my Wi-Fi is working strange, and basically it feels like YouTube made some changes on their live streaming stuff, and it's just giving me issues. But this is the miniature hats. I make the miniature hats to fit on Barbie, and then I put them in my shop, and you can use these as for a doll, for your Barbie doll, or you can use them just to decorate a doll house, or you can even put them on your Christmas tree if you want. But anyways, this is what I have here. So if you cannot let me see if I can push this button. Live channel. All messages are visible. Okay, so welcome again. This is Liz with Crafty Devotion. I'm just showing you what I'm working on, and then I'm going to finish up another blue hat because I'm trying to make several hats that are similar. So I'll probably make a pink hat similar to this one. So this is another pink hat I designed. I finished it. I finished 3 unique pink hats, but now I'm going to work on making a pink hat that is where I can make multiples, because I like to make about 3, and then that's all I make of that one. Then I design another one. So these are the little miniature hats. These ones right here, all of these I've been working on are made from, I decorate this. See that? I decorate that, and you can see it under there. See that? And I'm just creatively design on the little hats, making sure that it continues to fit my Barbie, because this is cinema and it's very flexible. Hi. Oh, thank you. Hi. So this is what I'm using for these ones. I also use these sometimes. I'm still on the lookout for finding some that fit Barbie, because Barbies are the big size I make. But I do have some other size hats. Most of these ones I've thrifted, brand new craft sections on the thrift stores, and that's where I've got most of them. But these cinema ones, I bought them. I thrifted some, and some I found like on eBay, but they don't have anymore. So now I have to try and search to find some if I want to use something like this again. But I do like how they're kind of sheer on them. But I can cover these kind also, and it'll look lovely. Or I leave them also the straw hats. I did make a few straw hats, and those actually sold also. Okay, so here's the other one. This is more like a bonnet, a beautiful yellow. Oh, see, put you back on there. There you go. There you go. Okay. little bonnet. You see her? I'm going to show you how I'm finished designing a couple of them in front of you. So if anybody has questions, I'm going to try turning off this light. Or maybe I'll just turn it, see if it looks better. I don't know if that's better. I feel like it's just kind of either dark or too bright. Anyway, here you go. So this is and I used, on this one, I placed a trim along it. I do carry these types of trims in my shop, these Rococo style trims, and designed it like this. Okay, and then, oh, this one I already showed you, and I showed you the pink one. So I'm gonna finish up. I'm making 3 of this design, which is a blue hat. I don't know if you can, how well you can see it. Seems like it's not like focusing right or something. I don't know, but it's acting strange. So this one right here, I'm gonna finish up one of the ones I have, and you can see it's a cinema one. And I started placing like a colored felt at the bottom top of the head, just so that color can come through the cinema on the top. So that's one of the things I'll show you. But this, I'm going to make another one just like this one. Well, not just like, because they always come out slightly different, you know. And these fit directly on Barbie's head. And they're made to, I make them so that they kind of fit to the side of the head, or they can wear them, you can put them on them like this at the back. I think you can also wear it like this if you really want to. See? So that's the hat, the blue hat. Let me put these over. It just seems like that it's not doing very well. Okay, so here is the hat. What I've been using is I just have old vintage wood thread things, and I use those to put my hats on. And what else do I have? I don't think this one will fit. I'm talking to myself. Anyway, so I have 2 more of the blue that I've done most of it, and I'm going to kind of explain to you how I've gotten this far. So here's the little cinema on the bottom, and what I did is I go ahead and cut a piece of felt that's about the size of the bottom right now. I just started doing this one this way recently, and I just stick a little bit on that, and that will kind of reinforce that also. And I also reshape this hat. If you notice, this one's kind of round. I use steam, but you can use a blow dryer or something to soften it, or you can use steam. And then here's my form. I'm using this one right now. I covered it with plastic, so I need something that I can glue on, and the glue won't stick to it because it does go through this cinema. And I've adjusted a few. Like here's a bobbin that I put lace on, and then I can also put a hat on here to form it. So these are just ideas so that I can have something to, so if I was going to use this wood to hold my hat while I'm gluing things on, then I would put something over it that will come off, like this one. Even though it's plastic, I actually wrapped it in plastic still. That way, if I need to, I could peel it off if something happens. But I'm using mostly fabric tack. So what I do, I'm going to take you from what I do. So what I do is on this one, I'm using a lace. I'm going to show you the lace I'm using. She's over here. Pull some out so you could see it. So the first thing I did is I took this lace right here. I place it on my head right here. Well, first thing I did was put the bottom first, and then I place it on here. And I used fabric tack to attach it. And then I put it on here, and my fingers get sticky, or you can use something that doesn't stick, and I kind of pound it down to make sure I shape my hat so that it becomes flat. I like them flat, but not so rounded. And then after I did that, then I attach this part. So this is the lace I'm using here. This is a vintage blue lace. I have ruffle laces in my shop, but this is a vintage one, and it's blue. and I place this all the way around here, and you can leave it like that, you know, fluffy, or you can pull it off this blue and you can re-stitch it and place it on there. But for this design, I decided to make it hug the bottom, and I actually glued it so it sticks to the cinema on there. And then I have this one I chose a ribbon that I'm right here. And these are not, I don't even have these laces in my shop. I usually use from my stash, and sometimes I'll use stuff I do have in my shop. But then I have this lace. This one happens to be, this is a vintage piece. See it? And I wrap this around here. There. And then, oh, I did forget one thing. This. Let me show you that. That is just a piece of tulle. And I use this tulle. I actually do this first before I do the other lace. And I just wrap it around. I take the hat and I wrap it around like this. And I gathered it, and then that's why you see some sticking out, because I did that. See? I gather it around the hat like that. That's how I did this one. And I do them all different. I attach them differently. Sometimes I'll cut a circle and I'll gather it. I'll just do it different ways. And this one I decide, a lot of times I'll use the tulle and I'll put it in my design. You can notice the hat. You can see some of the tulle right here in the design. See, I left it in the design. Let me tilt this up a little if I can. This thing is finicky. Okay, so you can see I left it in the design. Okay, so this one right here is knotted in the back. Then I put this lace, then I put this lace, and now this on top is just, this I do carry in my shop, what I put on top of it. This is a flowered trim that I have in my shop. It has the pearl beads on top. I just removed the pearl because I don't like it standing straight up. That I did on that. And then I took, oh, you can see on this one I have a little flower on top of it. You see that? Okay, well, I took that flower. I have trim that looks like this. Maybe I'll get the pink one. I put it on some of those others too. See, it looks like this. And I have these, I carry these in my shop. And I cut each single one out and I put it right on top there. Like that. And then the rest is like, the way this is right now, it's beautiful and it would look fine just like that. You can trim this the way you want it and it could look really pretty, but I always go further. And so as you can see here, let me put this one up on top so you guys can see it well. You can see it still looks a lot different than this one. I sure don't like how's that recording for you guys? How's that showing for you guys? Because for me, it's almost like has a little delay and the colors keep on changing. Let me try and move the lights. See if it makes a difference. Okay, well, see how it keeps on changing? For me, it's changing. Let me try turning off the lights. Let's see if it does better with the light off. Okay, something happened. It went off. Sorry. Okay. Let me see if it does better. I don't know what's going on. I've never had this much trouble with my reception and my videos on YouTube. Oh, I see what I have. I'm gonna turn you. I'm gonna make you guys dizzy right now. Make you guys dizzy. There you go. The way I put this on, I had it the other way. And okay. Okay, there we go. I hope that's better. Hi. Yes, it's okay. So now I'm on this video, all I'm doing is just showing you what I'm doing. I'm not really doing a tutorial, but I'm kind of showing you so you guys can come up with your own ideas if you guys want to make something like that. But these are cute. to make for anything. But when I make them, I decided in my shop to make them to fit on Barbie, and that way, and to use in a dollhouse so people can purchase them for that reason. And okay, so I've done that. And then now I actually just start layering. One of the things I put on this one is this, which you guys may not have, but this is a millinery flower that I actually have millinery flowers in my shop, in my Etsy shop. I have them, but you know what? I don't have this blue one. I just had a few of them when I left of these, and I just have had a couple of my stash. So, but I have this exact flower in pink, a beautiful pink in my shop, and there's like 3 in a bunch for I don't know how much. But they are a vintage style. So basically, as you can see, let me see. I guess now it's too high. Okay. As you can see, that flower is on the back. Right there. So that is actually the last thing I put on. But I'm showing you the flower I put on. Then I have a couple of other flowers, and you can choose what you like. This one only has 3 real flowers, and this is another vintage flower I'm putting on this one. It's a white. I don't know if you could see that because this video is really bad. I might redo this, just record and then load it up later because reception is very, very bad. Maybe I'm not on Wi-Fi. Let me check my phone. Nope, it's on Wi-Fi. So these were also like a millinery on a wire. Oh, here's one that's on a wire. I don't think this one is vintage. This one, you could get them now from different places. I just don't have them in my shop. I've thought about supplying these little roses. But, so that's what I have that here. Okay, and then I like to use these little things in my miniatures. So these are the little tiny stamen you can buy. Little small stamen. And I use them kind of like pearls. These ones are matte, little tiny, almost lavender blue. And they're a matte, and I have some of those stuck in. So the little details are what helps your project. Okay, I'm glad that it's okay. And hi everyone again. This is Liz's Crafty Devotion. I was just trying to share with you what I'm doing right now. And here's another thing I placed in here. These ones are vintage pieces. I do have beads and stuff, but I don't have anything like this in my shop. But I like to use my vintage stuff on it. And I actually just used one. I don't know if you can see it, but that one's right here. I just stuck one in here. See it? You use what you like. Look around in your stash and use what you like and design it. And you don't have to use one of these forms. You can make your own. There's videos on YouTube that I've seen where people make them out of a bottle cap, and they're really little, and they put them on a cardboard, or on a cardboard, like the flat from a ribbon. It has a hole in it already. Well, you can cut a piece of like a round from a maybe foil or something like that, cut it to the right height, and then just cover it. There's all kinds of way for you to make hats. I just like to use these pre-made ones just because it just helps me. Okay, now the next thing is I have some feathers. Here's some feathers. And the feathers, this one is a boa, and I just take it off the boa every once in a while. This boa is a really soft one, but I also use the Dollar Tree ones they have in the kids section, feathers in the Dollar Tree section. And then the other thing I used, I don't carry this one, but I have it in my stash. I've thought about, offering this sometime, but I do have some other chiffon colored laces that they just don't sell very fast. They're there for people who, when they find them, they love them. But so I get a piece of this. I'm gonna get a piece of this to add on there. Okay. And I need something. This is my bottom. All right. So for this one, when I did this one, I actually, stop falling. There you go, right there. All right, so what I did is I ended up with a double layer. So I put one part up of the layer. You see it? Like this. And then I put one part down on the layer. And you can choose, like on this layer that's down here, you can leave it long, just like if you would a veil on a hat. If you want to do that, you can shape it any way you want. But one of the things I did, oh, I used this one, and I have another one I used. Here it is. I'm just cut. These are all trims I'm using, and I just have them in my stash. There's another one. It's another little. This one's more like an organza. This is more like a tulle lace one. And I made this one, and I put it on the back. I think this time I'm going to put it in front of the lace. I had thought about that later. So right here on the hat, I'm going to attach it right here. I think it's a little too long. And cut it. So you can do it any way you want. Use what you have. You don't have to have this. You can just add more tulle. You can add an I taught you how to make flowers out of organza. Man, I thought I had my hot glue gun on, but I don't. So where's my glue? I pushed it aside earlier just so it would be out of the photo. Now I can't find it. Okay, I have another one way over here. I know. For an emergency here. So this is a glue I use mostly Fabric Tech and hot glue. See that? Okay. Since my hot glue gun is not hot, so I have a little piece. I'm just going to add it. So I layer. If you know me, you know I'm a layerer. I layer a lot of things, and I bring out, and then I like almost everything I use to be seen. I like you to be able to see a little bit of it, at least. And some things I make more prominent than others. So you can always add more glue later. So I'm going to put a little glue there. I normally would have put a dot of hot glue because I like to put dots of hot glue, and then I go back and add more Fabric Tech as I'm going. And then I decided I was going to make a little change. Put that in front. See, I just thought it would look pretty in front. And then separate this again. Oops. Oh, here it is. This little thing. And then I went and took this little one and I'm going to put it on this side. So I'm leaving this tool to stand up. Okay, and then I'm put this one right here. And this is just the base. Usually when I create something or design, I usually start with a base. A base that then I add on top of. And then I also add fillers. Like for me, the filler might be all the, what are they called? The feathers. So this was already creased for me. It's already folded, ruffled for me. So I'm just putting some there. And I add it right there. All right, this is going to take long because when I work with my these details, at least I've already designed it. So I'm just going to make things like faster. So there we go. All right. So now you can see I just added, what I'm adding is layers. Here's the blue one in front, then here's the tulle, and then there's this other one. And I just add filler. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to put that big old thing on, this one. But let me see if this glue gun's hot enough. Because I like to tack it and then I'll come back with hot glue. It's not hot enough yet. No, okay, well, I'll start getting the other things. So along here, as you can see, this is a beautiful flower. It already has pearls and stuff on it. So I decided to add a little bit of white. So I'm adding these. Are also these, I think you can find these in the wedding department at Hobby Lobby. I actually think this is from Hobby Lobby. I don't know if they still carry them, but because I bought these years ago, I just use a little bit at a time. Again, these are the bigger ones. And then these are some little ones. See? And then I just mix them just to add some detail. So I'm going to get those ready while my hot glue gun is getting ready. What else did I use? Okay, let me find the flowers. Okay, they're around here. Here's one of the flowers. Little tiny flowers, see? So the flowers, these are the vintage ones. Let's see. Let it. And I do carry, like I said, I carry vintage ones in my shop that are older flowers that are really nicer. Really, that's what they are. I'm looking for my something to cut it. There it is. So I'm just getting them stuff ready. So I leave this one. I'm going to leave a little bit of stem, but not much. Tiny little stem because I'm going to add that on. I'm going to add some of these on, and then can't forget this. Okay, so this right here, I'll use a little piece of this. What's on there? That's black. Piece of lint. So I'll decide where I want to cut it. I'm just pulling up right now while I'm waiting for my hot glue gun to dry. I'm just pulling up a few things that all the things I'm gonna place on there. Oh, come on, scissors. There we go. Oh, is it that? Oh, it's all the way down here. I almost cut it too short. So there's that. And there's a flower. Although I need 2 flowers because I put them on both sides. And what else? I already have this on top. We can add, if I can find the little blue flower. Well, it might not be around. They're so easy to, when you're working with little things, I'm always losing stuff. I look on the floor and there it is. And sometimes I don't find it till later. That's just the way I am. I'm a messy crafter. And I've just accepted the fact that I'm a messy crafter. So this one I don't have the little flower on top like this one I was telling you. So that's okay. I'll do it later. Okay, let's see if that hot glue gun is warm yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to gently pull this and I'm going to put one spot of hot glue, see if it works. Yep, it's working now. I'm just going to put a little spot. I don't put a lot until after I'm done doing all my designing. Then I add more glue because I end up moving things around when I design. Moving this and that and that and this here and there. And plus, you'll see how I actually add things to this to make as fillers. So I need it to be, I'm pulling this up, making sure it's going up. All right. And then this one, it's going to go here. And a lot of times I'll put my main sections on first and then I'll add the little fillers. So a little base and then the main flower. And I'm putting a lot of hot glue. I will add more fabric tack later. And then I just add it here. Okay. See that? So whenever you're designing anything, you can just, I like layers, and you can always make decisions on what you do. You can cut some things out, like I'm going to stretch out this tool. And this tool, when I finished it, I actually ended up just folding it in like a bow, like this, and using it like a filler. That's how I ended up doing that one. I folded it up. See, that looks cute too, just to make it look like a bow. See how easy you can change something from, hanging down to look like a bow. Okay. For right now, I'm going to leave it down because I might leave this one down. Okay. Then here, now after I did that, Then I added these. And I think I just put 2 on each side. 2 of each. 2 little ones. And this, the reason why you add different things is because you want to add movement and texture to your projects. At least that's what I do. And if you like my stuff, oh, this one's not working right. It's like a defective one, and I keep on picking up the defective one. All right, so here I go. So I just put them all together and I twist them, and I purposely try to make them not exactly the same, like even, so that when they fall, they're all different widths. See that? And I'm just going to put a little glob of glue. And they're falling apart and coming apart. And I stick it in here someplace inconspicuous. And it's going on the sides. And at this point, if you want, you can reform them a little bit the way you want. This one right here, I'm pushing the petal on top, and I don't want to do that yet because I want these petals to be out. But I do want this to be down. And I'm going to place more on top of it. So it's more about putting it there to stay for a little while. And like I said, you can put it any way you want. Okay, and then here, and this flower will go on top. It covers this and then adds to the piece. And that's pretty much all I do. And then it's just choices after that. So hopefully you guys I gave you guys some ideas on whether you're going to make your own hat, or you can use it on the ideas on one of your other projects you're doing. Hopefully that has inspired you to do that. And so, see, I just placed, and then even if you think it's too many, you can always cut these off as you place them. Well, there. See that? All right. So that's the one side done. And you guys can finish off. And then I made the others, both sides similar. See, one side, other side. That way, this little hat can be worn on the left side or the right side, back, and like I showed you, the front. That's why I made those choices. Then over here, I'm not going to do both sides with that. Right here, I'm showing you after I did that, I decided I think I want a little bit more white along all this blue, and that's when I decided to add some feathers. So I brought out some feathers, and I'm going to cut a little piece off. That's too much. Okay, I'm going to pull the leftovers off. Okay. This is just a really soft one. I'm twisting it so that I can get it in here. So in here, let's say that you're here and I want to place it in here, okay? And let's say that you put too much glue. What you do right now, you can see a space right in here. But right here, I want to put it kind of like in the center. I'm going to use my hot glue gun and push down. And the hot glue gun melts the glue you had on there. And it makes you a little pocket. See a little pocket with that. And now I'm going to try and get my feathers in there. See if it goes in there. And if it doesn't work, then I'll do more. There, I have these pliers, like these cheap pliers, yeah, they're little. Are they pliers or not pliers? These are, what are these called? They're like eyebrow puckers. No, tweezers. Tweezers? Yeah. They're like craft tweezers. I think I got mine at the Dollar Tree. They have them in I don't know if they still do, but when I got them, they had them in the tools section. So there's some feathers. And then I also added this little piece with the feathers. Just a teeny tiny detail just gives it so much. I'm sticking it in that little hole. Oops. So working with this stuff, it's detailed, and I'm going to hold it. I'm going to use my tweezer. So a lot of times when I'm working with small stuff, I'm getting older, and I'm using my tweezers more and more. And even right now, I need reading glasses now. And so I'll also put my reading glasses on if I'm working with really detailed stuff. This one doesn't want to go down. It's like it's getting stuck. I'm just pushing it into the hole so that I'm going to add a little glue in there, and then it'll stay. So you do it. You do it. You could have done it if you knew what you were going to do. Look, it keeps on coming out. I'm going to get this off. I'm going to make my hole bigger. Okay. So that's why I said put a little bit of glue, but I ended up putting a lot of the fabric tack on there. Okay, there we go. Hopefully. Stick that in there. And your goal is not to make it completely symmetrical. It doesn't have to be extremely symmetrical. All it needs is about the center. That's what I'm doing, about the center, about the right area. And then I'll add a little more glue in there. And then I'll push it towards there. And like I said, if you end up still wanting to add more, then you add more. You just do what you like. Now I'm going to look at this video afterwards, and if it's really bad, I'm going to go ahead and record one that's not live, and maybe it'll work better. But you can see how this looks beautiful right here on the side by itself, and then I added even more on this side. So you could have stopped at any point there and just add the different designs. So these hats, I'm making 3 of the blue, and those are going to go in my Etsy shop along with the other pink ones, and I'm going to still design a few more pink ones. I don't know. I was pulling out some lavender flowers, so I might do a lavender one. I don't know. The lavender one stayed in my shop for a long time, but it seems like pink and blue sell a bit more. But this is Liz with Crafty Devotion. I hope you're inspired to create your own. And if this is really bad, like I said, after I watch it, because I'm getting some weird movement on there, then I'll probably record. I should have probably just did that instead of keep on trying to go live. Anyways, I will talk to you guys next time. I hope this inspires you to create your own beautiful hat.